So we're going to talk Zack Snyder's Justice League. And here's a poster of Jason Momoa back in 2017 with his trident, well, his quintendant, actually, his mother's trident, if you want to call it that. And it says Unite the Seven. Now, Nicholas Raymond, just 2 days ago, on Screen Rant, he wrote this article. He said Snyder's Unite the Seven Aquaman tease never referred to the Justice League. I'm going to read this entire article. Justice League's Unite the Seven tease was believed to be about a 17 member, but that's never what it was supposed to mean. Justice League Unite the Seven tease never referred to the team itself. The phrase, which was used in some of the early marketing for the film, was believed to be a hint about how many heroes would be on the team. As you can see here, this is an assumption. People thought, the usual roster would have been Cyborg, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and The Flash. We saw those guys. But people were tossed up between, was it Green Lantern or was it Martian Manhunter, who would have been the seventh person. When DC started promoting 2017's Justice League, the number of superheroes wasn't set in stone, but it was assumed to be 6 based on what was known of the cast. However, posters of Jason Momoa's Aquaman with the caption, Unite the Seven, made fans wonder if the film was hiding an extra member that would aid in the fight against Steppenwolf. However, there were ultimately only 6 heroes, and the Unite the Seven line didn't make it into the theatrical cut. For this reason, what it was actually meant to represent was left a mystery for a short time, but Aquaman did offer a sensible explanation. Atlantis is made up of 7 kingdoms. Plans for 2 sequels of Zack Snyder's Justice League reveal that the meaning of the Unite the Seven never really changed. A collection of whiteboards provides some interesting insight into where Justice League 2 and 3 would have taken Aquaman. It would seem that his main objective in the second movie was to unite the 7 kingdoms of Atlantis. After succeeding, he would have died during an attack on Atlantis by villains. This means that Unite the Seven was always about Arthur creating unified Atlantis, presumably to deal with Darkseid. As previously noted, the prospect of bringing the kingdoms together was brought up also by James Wan's Aquaman as the main goal of Patrick Wilson's Ocean Master, also known as Orm. So this being the meaning behind it isn't necessarily a new idea. But there were many who thought this concept was added later, and that Unite the Seven was originally about the Justice League's roster. Leading up to the movie's release, there were a lot of theories about the 7th hero joining the group. Green Lantern was, of course, the most popular talking point for this position, but Martian Manhunter was also brought up as well. Plus, with Justice League tying a phrase like Unite the Seven to a story about building a superhero team, it's easy to see how fans arrived at this conclusion. Not only that, but the line being changed to Unite the League in the later marketing only strengthened those theories. As made clear by the 4-hour Snyder Cut released on HBO Max, much indeed changed about the Justice League story after Zack Snyder was replaced with Joss Whedon, but the lineup apparently wasn't one of them. Remember that. Admittedly, there was a plan for a Green Lantern cameo at one point, before he was swapped with Martian Manhunter. But Zack Snyder's Justice League was always a movie about 6 heroes coming together to save the world. So, as you can clearly see, he wrote this entire article trying to say that Zack Snyder's Justice League was not about uniting the 7, and then he comes right at the end of the article, at the very end, and he talks about how Martian Manhunter also showed up in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So obviously it is a uniting of the 7. This whole article was disingenuous and false. But let me prove the point to you by comparing it to another article earlier on in the year. The Flickering Myth. An article done by Gary Collinson, February 21st, 2021, says DC's Justice League Snyder Cut variant covers Unite the 7 with inclusion of Martian Manhunter. To celebrate the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League next month, DC Comics has unveiled 3 variant covers for Justice League number 59, which include our first official look at Harry Lennox's Martian Manhunter as he'll appear in the Snyder Cut, albeit in illustrated form. Check out the variant covers here from artists Lee Sharp, Lee Bermejo, and Jim Lee, respectively. All Lees. So you see Batman, you see Cyborg. There's the villain Steppenwolf. You see Superman, you see the Flash, you see the villain Darkseid. And then you see Zack Snyder's Justice League, and you see Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. That's 7 League members. Okay, so this article right here, in which Jim Lee and Company Limited from DC Comics speaks about the 7 and uniting the 7, disproves that article. So why did this guy come out and do this very dishonest article? That guy's obviously hook, line, and sinker sold on trying to detach Zack Snyder's Justice League from Aquaman. And so he wants to make the argument that Unite the 7 is only about Aquaman uniting the 7 kingdoms, as was seen in James Wan's movie. But in fact, Unite the 7 also involves uniting the 7 members of the Justice League, of which Martian Manhunter was the 7th member. Obviously, that's a Warner Brothers spin directive to try to separate Zack Snyder's Justice League from Aquaman, and thereby remove it from canon, and replace it with Joss Whedon's Justice League. This is the whole goal of this guy. I want you guys to pay attention to the trades. Understand they're not always honest, and their track records are shady sometimes. You guys have a good one.